Welcome to the PGA EuroPro Tour review show at Pop Golf Wembley. Time to look back on what's been a rather special season. Welcome, I'm joined by Kit Alexander and John Morgan. I can hardly recognise you two outside your golf clothes. I'll start with you, Kit. What a season it's been. You've enjoyed this one, haven't you?
Oh, it's been an incredible year, Gabs. We missed it in 2020. Obviously, we weren't able to get out and play. That wasn't the most important thing, of course, with everything that was going on in the world. But to get back on the course in 2021 was brilliant. It was great to see the players given the opportunity to compete and so many of them raising their games to that challenge. It was an incredible season with so much good golf.
And John, from a player's perspective, how important is the tour to the golfing world?
I think it grooms you in the right direction, doesn't it, Gabby? I mean, you know, the intensity, the cameras being on the players, they're playing some great golf courses, the stakes are high, there's 5 cards up for grabs for the Challenge Tour, they're going to go on to bigger and better things, and it's how they're going to handle their pressure. The EuroPros set such a good standard. I mean, they can go on to bigger and better things, obviously, but like we've seen this year, we've seen a clobber of talent that have come from the EuroPro to go on and win tournaments this year on the European Tour, now the DP World Tour, and honestly, it's brilliant. You know, Daniel Gavins, Marcus Armitage, Jonathan Colwell, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, they set a really good foundation for them going forward. I love it.
Hollyford was the first event in Buckinghamshire. An optimistic field of 156 were all looking for that big start.
One shot at a time, play the best you can. Keep improving, keep striving to be better.
Don't come here to make up the numbers.
Hopefully I'll bag a couple.
It's good to be back playing.
3 rounds failed to produce a winner, but there was plenty to catch the eye. Ashton Turner's 9 under par in the opening round. The following day, Nick Poppleton matched that score, only to see rival Gianmarco Petrozzi destroy it with an 11 under par 61. It set up a tantalising final day where these two could not be separated. Locked together at 17 under par, the playoff seemed inevitable. Poppleton and Petrozzi headed to the 18th to settle the issue. The pressure was on. Poppleton cracked first with a wayward tee shot that flew out of bounds. The walk down the fairway showed two players contemplating 2 very different outcomes. Petrozzi had a clear line to the green. He found the putting surface with his second shot to set up the par, claim the title, and that all-important first win of the season.
So with Petrozzi winning at Hollyford, how important is it to get off to a flying start?
Well, it just proves everything to yourself, doesn't it? That in the off-season, you've been working on all the right stuff. You come out, everyone's fighting for it, everyone's hungry for it. Brand new start of the year, you come out trumps, 12.5 grand in your skyrocket, but you've got to keep the intensity up, haven't you? You've got to, you know, and this is a thing, yeah, you get off to a fast start, but don't take your foot off the gas.
And off to event number 2 at Doncaster Grove and what was to be an emotional victory.
The beauty of Buckinghamshire was replaced by the tranquility of Berkshire for event number 2, Doncaster Grove, a landscape dominated by a castle and hinting at the battle that lay ahead. All too easy to forget that these players have greater battles to fight. Their commitment to the sport is unquestioned. One man had his own demons to fight. It took courage and strength of character. His chosen sport providing the inspiration and motivation to remember those around us. But it wasn't easy. The competition was fierce. A Dutchman, Roddy Vlasveld, broke the course record on day 2, carding a 62. He looked for all the world to have mastered the course, but the pressure of being the front runner in the final round told. He dropped 4 shots over the first 5 holes. Whilst his challenge faded, another player rose up to seize his opportunity. An eagle on the 9th helped him on his way. But what was remarkable about Conor O'Neill's win wasn't just the golf, but a tragic story that saw him lose both his father and uncle. So when he walked off the 18th, emotions ran high.
In shock, I think, a wee bit. Been trying to win it here for ages, and I've had the worst time of my life in the last year, and I just don't really have any words. I'm just so happy. Wish my dad could be here and see this, and he deserves this more than me, to be honest, for what he done for me. And
Connor, he'd be so proud of what you've achieved today. Just to focus on the golf for a little bit. How aware were you of how much in contention you'd got yourself?
I was aware. I don't know, my attitude is, I've been unbelievably positive, and that's kind of held me back in the past, my temper and my mental side of my game. So I had a complete 360 and I just went for everything, to be honest, and I am so happy that it's paid off.
No doubting the emotion and the power of that win. O'Neill defying the odds to triumph at Donington.
Incredibly emotional from Conor O'Neill there. Kit, you were with him and talk me through that experience.
I've got to say, for him to have that win was simply incredible. But from my perspective, the emotions of that moment, I will never forget it. Being there when he was told that he won that tournament, speaking to him as well. I've never felt emotions like it. I was fighting back the tears, never mind him. And it just goes to show how important golf can be, just outside of just winning a tournament, what that did for his family and the lift that they needed at that time when, you know, there wasn't a lot of stuff going their way. You can't undersell that. It was absolutely huge. And John, from a golfing perspective, it just goes to show they're humans behind it, aren't they?
They are, and a lot of players have got a story to tell, and Conor O'Neill was just unbelievable. I mean, the willpower alone to come back out, play golf, wipe the slate kind of clean, you might say, or play with that heart on his sleeve and all the emotions. When I watched the show, I was in floods of tears, just couldn't hold him back. Unbelievable. And I tip my cap to him. He's gone through a lot and he's come out the other end.
Well, one man who found his form halfway through the season was Mitch Waite.
One man came to dominate the season, and he did it through a consistent run of results. A difficult feat to achieve in golf, but Mitch Waite did just that in 2021. There was little in the early part of the season to suggest the success he would achieve later. But at Manning's Heath it was tight. Waite was tied at the top with Jack McDonald. The playoff looked unlikely to separate them twice. They matched each other, but on the third attempt, Waite triumphed.
The wait is over for Mitch as the 26-year-old comes through in a playoff to emerge as a winner on the PGA EuroPro Tour.
Real consistency threatened to strike at the very next event, Luton Who. It was only a stunning final round from Dermot McIlroy that denied Waite back-to-back wins. Undeterred, Waite travelled to Northern Ireland to play Clandeboy. A very respectable third-place finish there, but then the crowning moment came at Studley Wood. Waite left Jack Doherty trailing in his wake with an eagle on the 18th. He finished 3 shots clear, win number 2 in the bag.
Yes, a couple of putts to become our first-time double winner. Running well. Oh, it looks running. Oh, right in. What a way to finish. That's a fantastic way to finish. Well done, Mitch Waite.
Yeah, after the last obviously 2 events, finish coming so close again. Yeah, it's nice to get over the line again. Great, great stretch of golf for myself, and long may it continue.
And tell us how it feels to know you've got your Challenge Tour card for 2022 in the bag.
Yeah, crucial. Yeah, vital. I know I'm going to Corn Ferry Tour Q School, so to now know that if I do get through stage 1 there, I won't need to come back for Tour Championship. That's massive.
Wonderful season. Well played today. Mitch Waite would end the regular season on top of the Order of Merit. His Challenge Tour card already secured. The pressure off heading into the Tour Championship. Consistency certainly pays off.
So John, Mitch being a local lad, how much do you know about him?
I remember seeing him in 2019 and he had to do a bit of growing up, if you ask me. He's gone away. He's had 2020 when we didn't do anything. To come back fresh for 2021, and he's proved all his doubters wrong. His style of play, his demeanour, everything about it. I think now he is ready to go up through the ranks, and we're going to see him now go up onto the European Tour, and I wouldn't be surprised with a man of his ability and his persona now that he goes on and wins and follows in the footsteps as like the Marcus Armitages.
So Kit, we just heard Mitch talk about consistency there. How important is it to have that level of consistency?
Well, you've got to have it, and you've got to take advantage of the good weeks when they're there at any level, especially at the EuroPro Tour level where there are only 5 guys going to get promoted, and he did exactly that. 5 weeks in a row, he was in the final group going into the final round. Now that's incredible, and he got 2 wins, a second and 2 thirds from those 5 events. He is one of these guys that you expect now to kick on. He's got the game, he's got the attitude, and now he's got the chance to go on.
So time for a break, but after we come back, we talk to Mr. 59, Jack South. Welcome back to the EuroPro Tour review show here at Pop Golf Wembley. Time to revisit one of the top stories of 2021.
There have been record-breaking performances throughout the season, but none quite like Jack South's final round at Leven Links in September. In the opening 2 rounds, there was little to suggest that South would produce the performance of a lifetime. A 64 on the opening day was impressive, but others beat it. In round 2, his form seemed to dip, with a 67, but come the final day he was off, recording 7 birdies on the front 9 alone, suggesting this could turn into something special. 4 more on the back 9, the last coming on the 16th, and now the pressure was on. Par the last 2 holes, and a record-breaking 59 was on the cards.
Well, there aren't many days in your life when you get to say these words. This putt for a 59. Jack South is the history man. Started with back-to-back birdies, 5 more in a row to complete a front 9 of 27, and he kept that momentum going so well that by the time he got to the 17th, 2 pars to finish were all he needed. He's delivered, he's the champion, and he's done it with the first 59 on the PGA EuroPro Tour ever. As you'd expect, they've all come out to greet him as he walks in triumph off the 18th green. He's done the maths, he knows how much it's worth to him. How on earth, in that knowledge, did he hold himself together so well over those closing holes?
It's just, it's a dream come true, you know, just knowing down the last few holes all of the bonuses. 60 grand from Cobra, 59 grand from EuroPro, plus the win. You just got to try your hardest to stay in that present moment and just have the putt at hand or the shot at hand, and I don't think I hit a bad shot all day. I just hit everything near enough where I wanted it, and it's one of them rounds which I remember for the rest of my life, really, career changing, to be honest.
As remarkable as that performance was, the news kept getting better for South. A combination of sponsors' bonuses took his total prize money to a staggering £131,500, another record for a EuroPro winner.
So John, a life-changing sum of money to win at this stage of his career.
59, the magic number, and all the perks that come with shooting that. He gets himself, what was it, roughly about £131,500. My goodness. I mean, you can see the emotions there, and like you said, just earlier, what did he say to his wife on the phone?
So as soon as he won, first thing he did, he got onto his, I think, fiancée on the phone.
Yeah,
and he was like, babe, our lives are about to change. Honestly, it sounds dramatic, but I was like, I think I cried more than he did.
I mean, literally, what a sum of money. I mean, that is a massive game changer for a beginning professional golfer. It really is, because it's not cheap.
And the thing is, he's spent it wisely, and he hasn't spent it all. The temptation is to go out and, like say, get a house, get a car,
get
all
watch,
of these
yeah,
things.
all that jazz.
But actually, he hasn't. What he has spent, he's spent on things going to help advance his golf career. So, a mature head on those very talented shoulders. He's won that money, an incredible performance, and hopefully that can help him go to the next level.
And Kit caught up with Jack quite recently.
Jack South is the history man. Started with back-to-back birdies, 5 more in a row to complete a front 9 of 27. He's delivered, he's the champion, and he's done it with the first 59 on the PGA EuroPro Tour ever.
I'm here with Mr. 59 himself, the history maker, Jack South, first ever man to shoot that number on the PGA EuroPro Tour. Got some nice little rewards to go with it, as well as winning the tournament, of course, at Leven Links. We're now into the winter a little bit. You've had a few weeks, a couple of months for everything to just settle down. What are your recollections of this season and, well, that monumental round?
Yeah, so up until that week, it was a pretty average season. In fact, it was below average because it was worse than I'd played previous years. You know, my scoring average wasn't much different, but you know, the standard of golf now on the EuroPro has stepped up a notch, and averaging 70 just doesn't get it done, so I had to pull something out of my pocket, and luckily I did that week. And yeah, it was just a life-changing week. It really was. So,
what was it that week that clicked into gear for you?
I did feel good with my swing and my game, you know, because you're rarely going to shoot really low scores if you're swinging poorly. But I just had a sense of calm all week, you know. I normally practice quite a lot after rounds, do some short games and putting, go to the range, but that week I didn't. And the final day was a fog delay, a couple of hours, and I was on the range off-site, just messing around with Paul Maddy, who caddied for me, just warming up, playing some games on the top tracers. Yeah, just such a sense of calm.
How much money did you earn in that 1 week with the bonuses included as well?
It was £131,500.
I mean, that is huge, isn't it? £12,500 for the winner's check, so
Yeah.
that's massive in itself, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But that is, as you say, life-changing money. So, okay, you've got the win as well and the trophy, that's brilliant. But
Yeah.
what's bigger for you, actually, in your career overall? Having the first win or the money that goes with that bonus for the 59 and the opportunities that gives you?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question because winning is just this hurdle at such a good level, you know. It's a hurdle you're always trying to break, and I think the win has kind of been overlooked by the fact that I shot 59. I'm not concerned about that at all. Financial strain in golf is so big for many satellite tour players, mini tour players. Yeah, this money doesn't last forever, but it can free me up and allow me to do what I do. So it's a great combination between the two, and I think it would be unjust to pick which one.
There were some big putts, a couple of par saves towards the end, and that final one on 18, which looked pretty close, but no putt is ever close enough when you know that there's that kind of money and that trophy on the line, is it?
Oh no, it would have to be literally an inch. On the live stream, they were saying it was a foot, and I was like, hang on a minute, no, this was 2.5 feet, and I've missed them this year. So it had to have all my focus, and I think it went in the middle. So it was a huge relief. So many years of work just kind of freed up once that ball hit the bottom of the court.
It definitely went in the middle, as you say. A life-changing round of golf. Jack, awesome stuff.
Cheers, Kit. Thank you.
So Kit, from one big winner to another, the Tour Championships. It was finely poised, wasn't it?
It was massive money on the lines, double prize fund, so £25,000 for the winner. What that meant, any of the 60 guys teeing it up with a win could get themselves into the top 5 and take the Challenge Tour cards. Of course, Mitch Waite was leading, but he had plenty of good golfers on his tail. So much to play for at the Tour Champs. John, you've been there, you've seen it, you've done it. What's it like going into an event like that?
Pressure situation is really high. Everyone's fighting for that top 5. They really, I mean, icing on the cake is to win the whole shebang, in it. Yeah, you want to be top of the tree, without question. But the standard we've seen that week was phenomenal.
Well, that said, time to head over to Slaley Hall for the Tour Championship.
The final event of the season. The top 60 players competing for the Tour Championship. A unique moment when the order of merit can be turned on its head. Win here and a top 5 place is guaranteed. Everything to play for.
Obviously it sort of caught fire midway through the season at Manning's, and then from then on really I played some really good stuff.
It was the main goal at the start of the year, so hopefully I can do it.
Feel ready. I've already experienced a couple of Challenge Tour events. A good season on here. I definitely feel like I can do well next year.
All the hard work starting to pay off and moving up the ranks, so it would mean a lot.
It would be massive for me just to go onto the Challenge Tour for next year, so I keep progressing in golf.
Fortunately on the EuroPro level par is not a good score, so really control what I can. I could knock it up this week and potentially still win the order of merit, but I've got to be best and play as well as I can.
14 events in the regular season had left Mitch Waite clear at the top. He arrived at Slaley Hall as the man to watch, but it was Jack McDonald who stole his thunder on day one. His lead was narrow, just a single shot. William Harold was the next man to step up, recording an impressive second round of 70, but it was still so close going into the final day. One man, though, was waiting for his opportunity, Jamie Rutherford. He needed a big final round. He was 9th in the order of merit, and every pound won would count if he was to make it into the top 5. A front 9 completed in 35 suggested this could be his day. And then 4 straight birdies heralded the start of the back 9. Everyone sat up and took notice. He was now one clear of Jack McDonald and Callum Fife. The drama of the final moments of the season unfolded on the 17th when a huge par saved his round, but then bogey on the 18th left Rutherford waiting anxiously for McDonald to negotiate the final hole. McDonald needed a birdie to win, a par to force the playoff, but his approach wasn't his best. The chip came up short and the par eluded him. In the end, it was a bogey that allowed Rutherford to take the glory. A massive winner's check, the Tour Championship, and of course, topping the Order of Merit and securing his place on the Challenge Tour in 2022.
I just kept believing all season really, and didn't. I think towards the end of the year I was starting to put a little bit of pressure on myself and starting to, I felt like I needed to win, and I probably got in my way a little bit, certainly in the last maybe 5-6 events, and then I just regrouped in the last few weeks. Me and my coach sat down and we went through all that, and this week I just didn't pay attention to anything really. I just focused on my own self. Even today, didn't really look at a leaderboard, just concentrated on me, played, tried to just keep my one foot in front of the other really, and just play all day and not worry about anything else, and then hope that was good enough.
So Kit, Jamie Rutherford went on to win it. Like you said, it could have been anyone. How pleased were you that he went on to win it?
Very pleased, because I think he deserved it. While Mitch Waite obviously had that incredibly hot period for those 5 events, and he was good around that as well. I think for the full body of work over the entire season, Jamie Rutherford did deserve to be number 1. He had the lowest stroke average on the tour this year. He had 10 top 16s coming into the Tour Championships. A runner-up hadn't quite got over the hill though. That was the difference, the win. And it came in the biggest event when it really mattered. And that for me is why through the course of the whole season, that man deserved to be number 1. And I've got high hopes for him going up. And just a shout out to Dan Brown as well. I mean, knowing he needed to get up and down on that 18th green, it's those moments when you perform under pressure like that that tell you you've got what it takes.
Well, as we said as well, them top 5 being promoted, that's one thing. But what do you need to do to go on and compete at that level?
Well, Brown and Fife in unfamiliar territory. Mitch Waite has played on the European Tour a little bit now and again through a couple of invites. Rutherford and Parry have as well. So, I mean, literally, there's 3 guys there with a little bit more experience than the other 2. I just wish them all the best of luck. And it all comes down to preparation at the end of the day.
Well, thank you very much, you two, for joining me. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and look forward to 2022, which looks to be a cracking season.
I don't really have any words. I'm just so happy.
Come on, pick up the pace a little bit, son.
I mean, it's been so long, I can't remember the last time I won.
Is that short the ladies' tee?
Every single person I've played with this year, good guys.
Ken here puts the stud in Studley. Cheers, John.
Monty,
No, winning at the end, it's obviously really pleasing. So that's just a cherry on top.
Over and out.